Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, as promised, today we'll be sitting with Damian Engelbrecht from Boer, soek, vrou and get to know him a little bit better as we discuss how he has broken not only barriers in the gay community but also in the Afrikaans community. Damian, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, thank you.
Damian, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a 38-year-old farmer just outside of Pretoria near Bobsfontein, and I'm farming with cattle and sheep.
And how long have you been farming for now?
About 9 years, but I'm currently 5 years on this farm.
And what got you into farming?
Well, my whole family on my father's side were farmers, but my dad weren't a farmer. So weekends and holidays we would spend on the farm by them. And that's where the love grew for farming. And I always said from when I was a small boy that this is what I want to do, and that's what I'm planning to do.
So basically living your childhood dream.
Definitely.
Tell us a little bit of how you got involved in becoming a contestant on Boer, soek, vrou, and why now, after the show had already been running for so many years?
I was always a fan of Boer, soek, vrou and watched it religiously. And when the entries opened this year, my friends actually said, listen, write in, just take a chance. And nagged me for about a week before I actually entered. And that's how I got into it.
What was the feedback and the response that you were getting from the producers once you had decided to become a contestant?
So after they got my entry form, they actually phoned me and said, listen, we just want to ask you a few questions. One was like, did you write him yourself, or families, were you drunk? And they also then asked questions like, does your community know that you are gay, and your family and all those kind of things, because they didn't want to cause trouble for me. So they actually handled it very well from the start.
I want to know a little bit more about your experience once you had started filming and the dating process had started.
Look, Boer, soek, vrou's people, they're doing it for 12 years. So they actually know how everything works, and actually really made us feel comfortable. Because this is a dating thing where in our minds we would go on a few coffee dates, getting to know someone. They need to fit this all into a few months. And so they actually really did a good job for making us feel like it's a natural process to get to know someone, even if it's very rushed.
Amazing. So as you all know, you were the contestant who received the most amount of letters. What was your reaction to such a great and positive feedback?
I didn't think I was going to be part of the top 5 farmers. After the introduction show, a lot of people wrote in and said, listen, we want to be part of the show, but I can't because my family doesn't know, or my friends doesn't know, or my church doesn't know. And that actually made me think that that's the one issue we all struggle with. There's always a part of your life that doesn't know the real you. So I actually just made peace with it and said, okay, I'm not going to be part of the top 5 because of this. So when it did happen that I got the most letters, I was just really stunned that people actually had the guts to write in.
Which is amazing. I mean, you've really set an example for a lot of people in breaking the barriers of what is considered cliche or taboo. So as much as you got to receive the most letters, what was the kind of feedback and response you were getting on social media from the community?
The community was very supportive from day one. When it aired the first time, where they announced the 10 farmers, people from all over just messaged me and saying, thank you for doing this, just wishing you good luck and stuff. And it was just before all the hate mail started. But the community really just stood up, and everybody was standing together, and the support was really out of this world. Which
is amazing. Like you have set the forefront for us to be able to stand together for community, to give us strength, to have a voice,
yes.
Which is amazing. So as great and positive a lot of the feedback was, I know that some of the feedback that you had received and some negative backlash from members of the Christian faith, and I remember your response to them was that you were done with Christianity, but not done with Jesus, because Jesus wasn't done with you yet. Can you elaborate on that statement and what had happened?
So on social media, a lot of people obviously were negative about it, and I get it when people don't agree with your lifestyle or something, but the hate that comes with it, and after the hate, there's usually a Bible verse or something that says that, like, I'm Christian, but I don't condone it, and then a lot of hate. So I was just like, you can't be Christian and be this hateful. And that's where the issue comes or starts for me. And I just said that I can't be a Christian. I don't want to call myself a Christian if this is the hateful stuff that they say on social media or send you on over inbox message or something. And then that's where I just said, I don't want to be a Christian if this is the way they treat people. I'll rather call myself just a child of God.
Absolutely, which is an amazing way to put it. And I know when we had discussed this earlier, you had mentioned something that I believe is such a great way of explaining and getting involved in bringing change within the religious community, where you had stated that we don't need to fight with the people going to church. It's the people that are teaching these lessons and education to these people, and we need to face them head on. How do you see yourself getting involved, or that becoming a bigger reality?
Look, there's a lot of good being done already, and a lot of work that's getting done for our gay community. But I just feel stuff like having a support group and having gay pride and stuff doesn't always reach the people that are actually sitting behind all of this and preaching from the front of the church, saying that it's sinful to be gay. So Boer Vrou has really opened a lot of platforms for me, and which I didn't even know. When I said something on my page about religion and stuff, then the media picked up on that, and then they published it in the newspapers, and it went so far that somebody contacted me and said, listen, our preacher preached about what you said in the newspaper a week or so ago, and not in a negative way, actually in a good way, because I was just saying we need to love one another, and that's what God means for me is love, acceptance. And that's I'm glad that I've got the platform now to start reaching these people that we maybe didn't in the past.
That being said, with your outlook on religion, how you want to get involved, being raised in a Christian household with a conservative upbringing, what was your coming out story like?
Well, mine was good and bad. My parents are divorced, and when I came out to my father, he was very accepting and just said, listen, if you're happy, I'm happy. And that meant the world to me, just those words. And he never ever had an issue about being gay. My mom, on the other hand, she was struggling with the whole religion thing, to bring that two together, to say, okay, I've got a child, but my Bible teaches me that it's sinful to be gay. So for her, it's been a struggle, and it's been a 20-year struggle till this day. And that's why I'm so passionate about trying to bring religion and being gay together and saying it's okay to be gay, it's not a sin.
With that knowledge and experience that you have gained in life, what kind of advice or words of wisdom would you give to fellow community members or followers out there who are maybe facing the same challenges in life of coming out in a household, a religion, or a community where being gay is still being condemned, and coming out could mean that they could be shunned, disowned, or rejected by their very own communities and family?
First of all, it was very freeing for me to be who I am and to say this is who I am. So for me, I think it's important to, first of all, just accept yourself, be happy with who you are before you come out to your family or parents or whoever. And then secondly is just to have a support structure. There is a lot of people that would stand by you and be supportive. So if you have that too, then you're already on the right road. So I think just have that support structure, be happy who you are and confident before you make that move to say, listen, this is who I am. Because it can go either way. And that is the sad part of it, that some people still will have an issue with that.
Absolutely.
So first of all, just make sure you've got the right support structure.
Absolutely. And the last thing I want to ask you is, what motivates and drives you in your daily life?
Well, I love what I'm doing. It's my passion. So every day when I wake up here, it's just amazing to be doing what I'm doing. So that motivates me and drives me. And also at the moment, the thing that the cause I'm fighting, all the good messages I get from people, the positive messages that saying thank you. My parents are actually now more accepting of me, and all those nice stories are actually just keeping me going.
Yeah, Damian, thank you so much for sitting with us and letting us get to know you, and also just being a role model for those out there to share their stories of bravery and to stand up against the norm, and just to really be wholesome and someone to look up to. So thank you for spending time with us and for us to get to know you a little bit better.
Thank you so much.
Channel.
Thank you.
Guys, make sure that you follow Damian and Boer Vrou on their social media pages to get to know him a little bit better, and also see what you miss out on his channel on Boer Vrou. Now please like, subscribe and share my channel, and stay tuned for my next segment as I talk more about my experiences as Mr. Gay World South Africa finalist and the finals coming up in Nelson Mandela Bay on the 31st of January. Stay tuned.